Hey, Coach, super excited you found us on YouTube. Make sure that you watch and leave some comments below if you have any questions on anything in the video. That's the first thing. Second thing is make sure you subscribe. If you want updates, you're obviously here because you're a basketball coach, so subscribe down below. We would really appreciate that. And the third thing is if you're looking for resources, you're looking to become a better basketball coach, click up above or down below, teachhoops.com. It is a vast resource to help you become a better basketball coach. I'm here to help. I just got done answering about 25 emails, so go check it out. I think it will be a great resource for you, 14-day free trial. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.
All right. End of February, Coach. March is. I can see March. I can grab March. Episode 20.
I want to be able to feel March because it is so cold right now.
I know. I'm going to the Final Four.
I know you've been bragging about.
So excited! I'm taking my junior son. And
I'm excited for you and your son. You're gonna have a great time. I went to a Final Four when the Badgers went, and it was still probably one of the greatest moments of my life. I'm serious. It was amazing.
It'll be fun.
You're gonna really. It's gonna be a special time for you and your son.
Yeah, it will be good. It will be good. Last time I went, he wasn't even a twinkle in my eye. So yeah.
Wow. That's a long time ago then.
Long time ago. All right, what's this week's episode?
We're all about mindset in this day and age in our culture. And so I really want to talk about the importance as a high school coach of changing the mindset of going from regular season to playoff time. The mindset shift not only for your coaching staff but your players as well, because I think it's a whole different ball game because you're one and done. The greatest thing about basketball and the hardest thing about basketball is that high school basketball, it's one game. You could be, the best, not the best team in the world, but you could beat somebody that's better than you on that given night. And it's a whole mindset change. You could beat teams that are better than you, or you could lose to a team that's not as good as you. People have been in. I've been in a situation where we were a 12 seed. We played a 5 seed. And we upset them.
Right.
That was a great feeling.
Right.
And we've been all in those different situations where look at Virginia last year. They were a 1 seed and they lost to a 16 seed. That stuff happens in high school basketball. Maybe it's about what can we do to help those 16 seeds beat the 1. But I think it's really about those really good teams about not making sure that you can be able to perform the best you can coming into our playoff.
And part of that is a really a mind shift. It's like there's all points in the and again, you and I have talked about this, but there's times when we haven't been able to win the conference, not many, but a few, and it's like my mind shifts right away. Like it's poof, gone. That's gone. We're moving forward. We're getting ready for March. This is about March preparation at this point. So it's about selling the boys too, or girls. It's about selling it to them.
It's the first thing that I see in this year, the high school team that I'm assisting, we have one senior, and you could just see the difference in a senior than a junior and sophomore. They start to see that mind shift. They start to see this is the last hurrah for them. It's a whole different change for them,
right.
And so I think for you, I have a question. As we continue, it's like how do we get those players to really realize that how important this moment is, and to see the light of the playoff time and his.
Yeah, I think part of it is you have to sell it to them that this is the only time that this group of young men will ever be together. So
right.
That's what you have to sell to the juniors and the sophomores and stuff, because they tend to be friends. They tend to be. Yeah. I mean, not or acquaintances, at least acquaintances, maybe not friends, but and that's and I go back to the Wesley Matthews story. I go, Wesley still talks about winning a state title because you know why? Because he did it with his friends that he grew up with. That he went to elementary school with, that he was at their house. I mean, I said, this is the only time in your life that you'll put a team together like this and be able to do something special. It's like, it's not going to happen when you're 27. It's not going to happen when you start a business. It's not going to happen when, even when you, maybe starting a family is similar to it.
And for you guys, for us and a lot of coaches, is that whole emotional connection to a program.
Right.
Most of us as high school coaches, our kids have put in their time in our youth programs since day one. These guys have been playing together, and you guys have eaten multiple spaghetti dinners together. You guys become brothers. It's like let's do something. Let's do something with this before it's too late.
It's like the band of brothers kind of mentality.
It really is.
And especially with boys. And I'm only talking from the boys' standpoint because I haven't coached girls in 25 years. So I'm talking
Right.
from the boys' standpoint. But it's almost like the HBO special, Band of Brothers. Like, I got to convince them that this is about us, not about you, it's about this school. It's about your legacy. It's about what you're leaving. It's about all of these things. Because that builds the sense of urgency. It builds that camaraderie. It builds that let's go do something special. Let's really go do something special.
And that was for me as a coach when I coached college last year, and what we did. That was the difference of I've ever been on a team. It was that every guy wanted to do something special. We've never won a state championship in our school history.
Right.
First conference title outright in school history. It was let's do something special. It's about doing something. And like they were just engulfed in the moment. You didn't even have to do it. Just the whole moment speaks for itself. It was practice was easy. It was easy to coach. And I think it's about what you can do to sell it to them and put it in their mindset of this is what's really important.
Right. And I'm if we pick one thing, that would be the one thing. Yes.
Right.
Because it will make film sessions easier. It will make practices easier. It will make preparation easier. It will make school easier. It will make everything easier because everybody is on the same page.
Okay, I agree. So, mind shift of practice. Is practice any different at that point when it gets to playoff time for you, or is it pretty similar?
Practices are a little bit different in the sense that I bring up some younger guys, and I'm going to do that in the next week or so when we're taping this. Just sometimes I do it just to stir the pot a little bit too. It's like, here we go. Here's some. It's like bringing the puppy into the house. There's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Look what I get to do. I think, I don't necessarily talk about this as the end. We better bring it, so on and so forth. But they can kind of sense that, and then especially when you bring and practices obviously get shorter. Practices get very much, much more precise as far as practice planning and some of those things go. But practices really don't change for me.
What about preparing players for those big games those sectional games? Because those games are crazy. I mean, a lot of the times you can't even hear yourself.
Yeah, so we talk about that during the season a lot of the time.
Okay.
In the sense that if you have to communicate, like I always tell our boys, I said the most important game of the year, you will not hear me.
Right.
You won't hear your teammate possibly. So you have to. So that goes back to you have to communicate. You have to spend the time to do that. When you're in, when you're in practice, it's, a quiet gym's a losing gym.
Yep. That's a great one. I love that quote. I always tell players that one,
It is. It's true. And it's like, because you have to help each other out. I mean, we lost the game a week ago or something because I had two guys go double the ball in the corner. Kid pops it over the corner trap to a kid, hits a 12-footer. We lose at the buzzer. I showed him that tape. I rewound it like 6. I go, we lost this because and these were 3 seniors. We lost it because you guys weren't communicating. It's not because it's like we didn't X and O something or we didn't die. No, it's because you guys weren't communicating. You decided you wanted to double, so on and so forth. Like when you start going on your own, we will lose. When we're all on the same page, we will win.
And I also think you made a great point there, Coach, and I think it's a great way to end it, is that it goes into to everything we talk about, this X and O, this thing, and it really comes down to this idea of we're all in this together. If we're all in this together, it will take care of itself. If we're the best basketball team, we're going to be fine. But if we're not all together and we're not communicating, basketball is not going to take care of itself.
No.
As a coach, you can only give them so much arsenal. You can only coach them so much. If they're not all in it together and they're not doing it for each other, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And I also tell them, I said, this is bigger than basketball. Like,
Absolutely.
if you don't talk to your wife, you'll be divorced. If you don't talk to
Right.
your boss, you won't have a job. If you don't talk, I mean, it's all that stuff. So it's like you have to learn to communicate. You have to learn to communicate with your colleagues. You have to learn to communicate with your teammates. You have to learn. So, and it's like, don't give me we could do a whole podcast on phones.
Yeah.
But
I think that in the end, it's not really overthinking it. It's just this idea of that, you know what, guys, if you really want to make this something special, we got to do the little things, you know, and it goes beyond fundamentals. We got to be in this all together. You know, it's even communicating from the bench, you know, as a team, you know, if we know a team is running a set from the sideline, your whole team on the sideline should be screaming the play. If they're running Kansas, the team is running a play called Kansas, everybody on the sideline should be yelling Kansas, Kansas, and they're yelling where the screen is going to happen. And, you know, I think all those little things and everybody's in tune in it is a huge mindset and game changer when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah, I do too. All right, Coach. Next time we'll talk is in March.
Oh, my goodness. That's right. And you'll be getting ready for your trip, wherever your trip will take you in March this year.
We'll see. Hopefully.
We'll see. Hopefully it's a good one.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, Coach, hope you liked that video. If you're looking for more videos just like that, check out teachhoops.com up above or down below in the show notes. I do not think you'll be disappointed. One-on-one calls, office hours, you name it, it's there for you. Learn from me. Let me help you become a better coach.